Hello, and thanks again for tuning in to the Bad Back Gardener. In this short video, we're going to be doing an end of August, beginning of September tour of the raised bed garden. It's kind of not going to be the best looking tour here. We've gotten the end of the year, we got some weeds coming on where I've kind of lost track of weeding some. We've got some fallen over plants because of the weight of the vegetables that are growing on them. I've pulled a few of them over even though I've staked them. We've got some stuff that's just ran its course and it's died, so you got some dead vines and dead plants in there too, and we got some stuff that's still going strong yet, and I'll show you that. And we got some product that's fallen off the vine that's not really good to eat anymore and stuff. It's been over the ground, so it's really, the raised bed garden right now is not looking its best for sure. So, but we'll take a tour and see what it looks like real quick here in this short video. So stay tuned. Okay, we'll start here. This was our early tomatoes. Is when we planted them. Those are the ones I had covered up. We're still seeing some. These are the 4th of July ones, and the plant's getting its second wind. It still keeps growing. It doesn't look all that great, but the tomatoes will still keep producing on it. Still coming, still little ones coming yet. So still flowering and still coming on. The 4th of July's will produce until the weather prohibits them, until they freeze. So, and they'll slow way down when it gets cool. They'll slow down, but they will still produce some tomatoes. Let's see here. Here's the carrots that we've been picking. Some of them, they're probably about 6-7 inches. They're not real uniform in shape, but they're still good. The purple carrots. And here's some more tomatoes. Like I said, they are not looking great right now because they've produced like crazy, and we've got a lot of production out of them. These are the ones that fell over. My system for holding tomatoes up has been working pretty good, but my system for holding them to the box failed. That's what failed, and I'm gonna have to next year really strap them to the box, to the raised bed, because the cable and the poles were fine. They were nice and sturdy, but when I got such a huge load of tomatoes on this particular bed, I got a lot of big tomatoes, and it just got so heavy that it pulled the actual brackets that I had holding it against, and actually broke a couple of them. So yeah, the tomato product, or the production was really good. As you can see, it's still producing really good. We've done a lot of canning, given a lot away, and there's still a lot of tomatoes here to eat yet. So it's been doing good that way. And right here I got some cilantro growing. It's kind of flowering, some of it's flowering, and some old lettuce I haven't yanked out yet, which I need to do. The beds will need to be all cleaned up this fall. This was onions. There's still onions in there, but the weeds have taken over, and I was doing really good at weeding them and keeping them out, and then I got busy for 2-3 weeks, and it kind of got the best of me there. That's what usually happens. Potatoes are alive, but they've pretty much ran their course. I'll be curious to see what they look like when I get them dug up, see how many potatoes we actually got out of them. I'll probably film that when I do that. This is one of the beds that I built this year, and anything that I grew in it was weeds. So I got a nice crop of weeds in it, but I built it, filled it, and let it go, and the weed seeds were in the dirt, and that's what they end up growing up. And I just haven't got the weeding recently. Here's a couple beds of my tomatoes. They're still producing strong yet. And if we walk over here this way, I got my fence and stuff all up. This was my first batch of corn here. Planted 5 rows of corn, and this little patch got me, I'm thinking it was 140 to 150 ears, if I remember right. Just in that little patch right there. It did really good. This patch of corn down here is still active yet. I probably got maybe another small meal to get out of them, and then it'll be done. But we've gotten probably, I'd say maybe over 100 ears so far out of this one, and we might get maybe a dozen and a half more out of it if they little ones keep growing yet. But it's getting pretty close to being done with the corn, but it's really done good. And then down here, well, right here, I'll show you this first. We have this is what's left of our cucumbers. Got a lot of cucumbers out of it. Got a lot of cucumbers very fast, and then we had an extended dry spell, which I think has led to some of this too. The ugliness here, but we had an extended dry spell. I watered some, but I didn't keep up with it as much because we just had so many cucumbers that we were giving them away and still weren't eating them all. And I kind of let them go, and they wrapped it up real quick. They started getting the big ones on, and they died off. And then we have this is our cantaloupe that I'm growing, and it's doing good. Got some nice big cantaloupe. You can see there. That one almost looks like it's ready to pick. There's another one there. Smaller ones there. There's a bunch down in there. There's some riper ones over here too. Let's walk through the corn here. You'll be able to see them better. Here's one there. There's another couple big ones in there. They're all through there. We've probably got, all told, probably at least 20, not more. Cantaloupe, when they get ripe, and they're going to start ripening here any time. And some of them, like I said, actually may be ripe already. Get out of here without stepping on any vines. So, here's a couple cantaloupes growing at the end of the peppers I planted. Those ones, they don't like being, I found out that the cantaloupe don't really like being in the beds. I don't know if it's the weight of the vines hanging over the side, but they seem to produce much better in the ground. I got a few of them to grow here, but I did that last year and they didn't get a whole lot of cantaloupe. And I've gotten a ton of them on the ground over here and not very many in the beds. But here's the peppers. The peppers are doing really good. We're getting a lot of peppers here. As you can see in there. These are sweet peppers. And we've had dry spell, and I've had the water since our dry spell. The peppers have been pretty good. Let's see, there's some red ones and stuff in there. Nice red ones. I need to pick some and freeze some for the winter. So we're getting a lot of peppers there. There's some more red ones right down there. And then here, if you've seen my Facebook page, you may have caught some of this. This is the bean trellis. This is the bean teepee, as I called it. If you've seen my video on planting pole beans, and they're producing really good. It's hard to keep up with picking them. And we get nice big green beans. These are actually, I like them when they're a little thinner, but they'll get up to 20 inches or more in the beans, and they'll all be hanging down in there. And you see them hanging down here. This is a little bit bigger, thicker than I would like. They're still snap. They'll snap right off for you. So they're still fresh enough to snap, but the beans inside them get a little bit bigger, which I like them a little thinner than that. But we got a lot of beans growing here. And the teepee, I planted purple beans on this side over here, and then green beans on this side. And they've grown actually so big, they've grown over the top, so I'm getting purple on this side too, and green on the other side at the same time. But there's a lot there. We've frozen some and need to freeze some more, it looks like. Up here are some peppers. These are hot peppers. There's red ones in there too, somewhere. Although those are like cayenne peppers there. Here's some jalapenos. A lot of jalapenos coming. You can't use them as fast as they grow. Some more there. More jalapenos there. We're kind of loaded with them. And down here we got some different kinds of hot peppers in there. These are kind of like, these ones here are kind of like habanero type. There's some big sweet peppers in there, as you can see. And there's some bell peppers over there, bell type peppers. They're bell type peppers. More sweet peppers. So the peppers are really coming on good too. There's some red ones over there. Okay, that's going to do it for this tour of the garden. Hope you enjoyed it. It doesn't look real good right now. I've kind of let things go. I've been busy doing a lot of other things, and I haven't watered as much as I should have. I haven't nearly weeded recently as much as I should have. As you can see, there's a lot of weeds that get, and it's pretty much like that every year. Kind of catches up with you. You get busy during the middle of the summer, and you don't get out as much as you want to weed and stuff. The flowers and the pots have kind of run their course, and they look spindly. They've still got flowers on them, but they don't look as nice as what they did before. It's time to maybe plant some mums pretty soon, but maybe they'll look a little bit better in the pots. But the garden's produced real good for me this year. Like I said, it's got so many tomatoes. At one point, it was pulling the poles off the beds, as you've seen. We got a bunch of cucumbers. We got them all at one time. And we're getting the other vegetables. We got a lot of corn. Corn did real good. So still getting stuff, but it's coming into an end. The summer's coming to an end. I like what follows summer. I like the fall. I hate to see the summer end. I do like the fall. I hate what comes after the fall with a passion. And I almost get depressed during the winter time because I love the warmer weather that much. But we'll have to deal with that. It's coming one way or the other. So thanks for watching. Check out my YouTube channel for my other videos, and check me out on Facebook as well. And if your back ain't hurting, you ain't working.